Let me tell you something, man. If you don't want me to eat in your store or eat in your restaurant, just let me know.
Because of this system, they would have to eat up front and we would have to eat in the back. We can't even communicate. We have some dear white friends here who are with us, and we want to eat together.
I'm not gonna be begging to give you my money.
I'm far more concerned about the good, the decent people who would quietly pack their bags and move away. And this, it seems to me, is more damaging to our cause and more dangerous to the total cause of integration.
I have an answer for you.
Under Martin King's tutelage, you saw this pathetic proliferation of black intellectuals coming out, speaking in such a way as if their dignity and self-worth as men depends upon how many white people let black people into their spaces.
The people who will say, I'm with you, I am for you, but what about property values, and the man's right to run his business?
Their objective was to use the arm of the federal government to force even private-owned companies to serve and to hire who they, the civil rights activists, said they should serve and hire.
We have asked for upgrading and employment in the stores so that you have Negro clerks or Negro salesmen and women.
I believe that we should call upon the federal government, and I'm happy that the federal government is now working.
The Negro college student is destined to be leaders of their race.
Because they went to the universities where they received Marxist sociology training, these black intellectuals just assumed the position of speaking on behalf of black Americans at large.
Segregation to the average Negro means being held back. He's looking for progress. He wants to move forward in the American mainstream. Segregation holds him back.
All of the training they received was in the vein of activism and the soft sciences. None of them have ever run a business before. None of them actually knew what it was like to work with your hands. And so they completely disregarded the fact that blacks actually own businesses, that blacks were actually entrepreneurial.
Thousands of businesses owned and operated by Negroes. It would be difficult to name a business or profession in which the Negro has failed to find opportunity.
This is what they did. I was born in the Jim Crow South. My people were part of that. There are towns like that all the way through the South where black people run these towns, where they have their own schools, where they have their own sheriffs and their own police departments, their own municipalities. And there were safe places for black people to go.
I look at it and I think it through. Nobody can deny what you're saying. Nobody can deny that something happened in the 60s with the Civil Rights Movement and Civil Rights Act. Something happened. How do we go from accelerating at a pace greater than white people to decelerating at a pace greater than any other race?
Many of the students work with Dr. Martin Luther King's Southern Christian Leadership Conference.
We have utterly pushed aside the old stymied adult Negro leadership in the South, and we have organized ourselves into student groups, into student protest, nonviolent protest groups.
A lot of these young folks abandon the journey and the trajectory laid forth by their fathers and grandfathers. While their fathers and grandfathers were entrepreneurs who had bus lines, who had stores, who had dentist offices and doctor's offices, rather than going the way of their fathers and grandfathers, they chose to become militants. They chose to let their hand off the proverbial plow and instead pick up the picket sign, because they thought that that picket sign will get them the success they so craved.